If you're tired of hearing the exact same side hustle advice over and over and over again, you're going to want to stay for this whole video. No copywriting, no drop shipping, and certainly no print-on-demand Etsy stores. These are real, high leverage, in a lot of cases low competition side hustles that oddly nobody really talks about. But the people who are doing these are quietly making thousands of dollars a month on the side. The best part is a lot of these don't take a lot of knowledge or time to get started, so theoretically you could start by the end of the week. Now let's get into some online side hustles that you can start in 2026. The first one I'm going to get out of the way is an email deliverability consultant. Not an email marketing consultant, an email deliverability consultant. Let me explain. So what I often find is that people can do their own email marketing. They know how to do that. It's fairly easy to learn how to do, but people don't really know how to get those emails to actually deliver to the inboxes. With new rules and regulations popping up each and every day, getting emails to actually deliver to someone's primary inboxes has never been more challenging than it is today. Essentially, you're going to take on clients with big email lists that may have a deliverability problem, fix that deliverability, and then charge thousands on the back end every single month. All you have to do for this is warm up domains, monitor the health, and then track the DMARC, SPF, or DKIM, and that really doesn't take a whole lot of knowledge to get started. Honestly, you could pay for a full course on learning how to do email deliverability, but in my opinion, there's tons of free videos on YouTube where you can learn the ins and outs of exactly what I said, DMARC, SPF, and DKIM, and if you learn that within a day, theoretically by the end of the week, you can start pitching your clients. I would estimate anywhere from $250 to $1,500 a month if you were going to charge a monthly retainer. The second side hustle I'm going to list here is being an AI workflow builder for small local businesses. This isn't necessarily a new side hustle, but for local businesses that don't really understand AI yet, this is an excellent low competition and high revenue service that you could be charging them. You could build automations on the email side, on the social media side, even on the operations side through things like Zapier, Make, Airtable, or even ChatGPT. The demand for this is skyrocketing, and while it really hasn't hit local businesses all too much, it obviously depends on where you are geographically, but they haven't hit local markets yet. So these mom and pop shops that could be saving hundreds of dollars through an AI automation don't really know it yet, and all you have to do is actually get out there and pitch how it can help their business save hundreds a month. Depending on the size of the business, you can charge anywhere from a few $100s to multiple thousands of dollars every single month if you were to build an AI automation from zero to a fully automated system that eliminates hours a week on different tasks that take a business owner a lot of time. The third is being a local SEO specialist. So we're kind of sticking into that local realm. You can actually stack this with AI. Now let me explain. You can use tools like GMB Everywhere or Rank Lightning and do a really quick audit of a local business's SEO and AIO, which is AI optimization, which by the way, nowadays is just as important as search engine optimization. You can get a report on how their health is, how their website's doing, where they're showing up, where they're not, and you can compare it to their competitors. All you really have to do for this one is learn Google My Business profiles, the ins and outs of what a good Google business page looks like, what a bad business page looks like, and how you can get a business from, let's say they don't have a lot of reviews, the reviews they get are not that great, to a page that has hundreds of 5-star reviews and their Google My Business page is confidently optimized. The back-end advantage for a business doing this is that they get more local exposure when compared to their competitors. So if somebody searches up, car washes in my area, you could take some of the car washes in your area that maybe rank a little lower than the other ones that don't really have a good Google My Business page, and you can bring them up to a higher tier, a higher class with a few minor fixes, and you can get them to the top of the search results with really minimal work. This again will range from around $200 to $300 to about $1,000 per month. The fourth and one of my favorites is an automation-ready newsletter agency. While a lot of people are just now figuring out that newsletters are highly valuable for a business, so many people don't yet understand the concept of newsletters and kind of rope it into email marketing as a whole. Your job here is to explain the difference between newsletters and email marketing. Email marketing is, let's say Black Friday rolls around, you want to run a 10% discount. You shoot them an email that says, hey, our whole store is 10% off. That's email marketing. A newsletter is something that goes out either bi-weekly, weekly, or even monthly, giving updates to the company, sales that are going on, so you can rope email marketing into this, or different things that can run alongside that. The difference here is that newsletters provide people a little more of an insight into the company. They feel more like a family than a customer. All you'd have to do to get this up and running is understand the core newsletter platforms. So a Beehive, a ConvertKit, a Klaviyo, understand those platforms, how newsletters work, how to grow them, how to monetize them, and then sell that service to either local or nationwide businesses. The range for pricing on this can vary, but I would say at the very bottom line, you're going to want to charge at least $1,000, and this can go all the way to $10,000 if you land a big client. Number 5 here I've got is a client onboarding systems designer. Most agencies and service-based businesses, quite frankly, frankly have terrible onboarding. Your job here is to make sure that that onboarding is clean, it's precise, and it looks professional. The advantage for a business that has an onboarding systems designer on their team is that the onboarding process is a lot cleaner and the retention is a lot better. If somebody's onboarded incorrectly, they can churn so much easier than if somebody was to be onboarded correctly. They understand what the expectations are, both on the client and the business end, and they're starting their relationship off on a professional note. Essentially, whenever somebody is onboarded to an agency or a service-based business, you're going to save the business owner or agency owner so many hours during the week creating this deck for their clients. And what you're going to do is you're going to create an onboarding system for each client. Make it tailored to that client so that when the business is actually presenting over this onboarding process, it looks tailored to that client, it looks professional, and it's well designed. These will become more popular in 2026 and 2027, I'm sure of it. The next one here is a medical practice marketing consultant. Medical practices are never going to run out of demand. There's always people with back pain, there's people with knee replacements, there's people all around the nation that have medical problems, and you're going to need to help these practices gain more exposure. Like I said, the demand is always going to be there. Your job is to outrank your client versus their competitors. When somebody has knee pain or they have a headache or something along those lines, you're going to want to be at the top of the search results for knee pain, for back pain, whatever it may be, whatever industry you're in. This one is highly customizable to your skill set. If you're extremely good at SEO, you could even tie in one of the previous side hustles that we mentioned earlier. You could optimize a medical practice's Google My Business page, compare it to their competitors, where they're falling behind, and update their My Business page. You could implement referral strategies to increase their reputation for referring providers. A lot of medical practices count on the referrals from other providers as a huge part of new patient acquisition. So if you can increase their reputation with local referring providers, that is a great step in the right direction. Then you can set up retention systems. How can you get a patient to come back to your practice? Now, a lot of the times, let's go back to that knee replacement example. If they get a knee replacement, they're probably not going to need to come back, right? But if they're a dentist's office, that's somewhere where you're going to be visiting every 6 months. So your biggest strategy here is to nurture your current patients. That could be through the form of a newsletter, through events, or some other form of marketing that you think would keep patients coming in on a yearly or bi-yearly basis. Make sure that the patients that they acquire stay within their practice. That is your job. The next one on the list here is a community builder. Now, this could be for a vast majority of industries. If you're into gaming, you could create a Discord or a school community for gamers for a specific game. So if GTA 6 is coming out next year, I know we're all excited about that. GTA 6 is coming out next year. You create a school community for GTA 6. Maybe it's how to make money on GTA 6. What are the best cars to get in the game? You know, something like that where people actually find value within your community. Likewise, it could be something like copywriting. Maybe some strategies on LinkedIn that have helped you grow. You're trying to help other copywriters as well. And being an admin for a community on School or Discord could really give you some high leverage for the members. You could sell digital products to these communities. You could have them join your newsletter and monetize your newsletter. There are so many different monetization channels that you can implement into a private community. Now, obviously, the monetization is going to range based on what industry you end up targeting. Gaming is probably not going to be as monetized as something like copywriting or something more business focused, but you get the point here. Building a private community is so incredibly valuable, and if you can be an admin of a very high value private community that has hundreds or maybe even thousands of members, then you're sitting on a pile of gold. The last one on this list is going to be an auditing business for your niche. If you're super into fitness and into gyms, and you think you know what it takes to get more members to a gym, you're going to audit exactly what a gym is doing right, what they're doing wrong, and you can implement those fixes after the audit. The reason why this one is so valuable is because you don't have to charge much for an audit. And if you have a template that is easily interchangeable between clients, or maybe then all you realistically have to do is plug and play your different clients, send over the audit, and you'd get to charge them anywhere from $49 to $200 for that audit. This is an incredibly valuable lead magnet as well if you have an agency on the back end, because let's stick with that fitness example. So if I go to a gym and I have their audit ready, right? It's their SEO audit. It may be an email marketing audit or something where you audit the entire marketing process of a gym. You send it to them and you say, here's 5 things that you're doing really well, but here's 20 things that I would be able to do better for you. If you can really hit that pain point and let them understand that they're not hitting the goals that realistically would get them more members, they're going to allow you to come into their business and make those changes for them. Like I said, the audit itself would cost anywhere from $50 to $200, but the services on the back end is really what's attractable here. Sell your services for a higher dollar amount, anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 per month, depending on the business, and then scale with that auditing method. Use the audit as a lead magnet, as an intro to your agency. Businesses love when you have something for them upfront without them having to pay $1. And if I email a gym saying, I just identified 20 things that you could be doing better, you want me to send you over an audit, you can either give it to them for free. This is an incredible lead magnet for an agency on the back end, or you can just say, hey, I've got this audit for you. It took me, 5 hours to create. Let me sell it for you for $200. And that's $200 well spent if you can retain retain them on the back end for your services. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to try any of these side hustles. I'm super pumped for the opportunities that these are going to bring into the new year. If you did stay to this point in the video, thank you so much. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe. I'm going to be rolling out a ton of new content in the new year, and I'd love to have you there. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.